I practice the Buddhist philosophy of Nichiren Daishonin's Buddhism, where we chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. What it means is I devote myself to the mystic law of cause and effect. So in time of crisis, one asks oneself that should one base oneself on the cause of fear, anxiety, apprehension of the future, or should one think that this is an opportunity or a challenge that has come in our lives to transform humanity, society, mankind? So I feel that this entire practice has helped me look, or the perspective with crisis is completely different, and hence it helps me to remain positive even during the crisis. I think interior designing for the new normal is that the profession, the intent of the profession and the passion for design has not changed. It is only the circumstances and output of the circumstances in people's personal lives and their perspective to some extent have not altered. There could be minor alterations, additions, requests based on the pandemic that needs to be incorporated in interior design. But I think that the challenge to new design, good design based on the circumstance is something that is always being there. So I feel that that's a constant. If I was not an architect, I would definitely be practicing some aesthetic profession. And I've always realized that I have a strong sense of realization of the sense of smell. So I would love to be the nose, as they say, or practice perfumery, which would be an extension of my aesthetic interest and intent. Gender doesn't matter. Being a true professional matters. Being a person with a good heart, intent to do good for mankind matters. And I think that if your source and intent to do good is pure, then everything else takes a backseat. Focus on good work is what I believe in. I remember receiving my first copy of Surface's Reporter several years ago. I think it was the time when media was burgeoning. And one saw a lot of, media in terms of coming through emails, through magazines, through print, through different mediums. One was receiving it as an architect and a designer. And I always questioned myself that there is so much information available. What does, in such a short period of time, to be able to access so much of information is sometimes overwhelming. What I really think that Surface's Reporter has done it created its own niche. It's extremely clear about its identity, about what is it addressing. And that's what I really genuinely appreciate about Surfaces and the entire team. The mission and the drive for what you all have committed yourselves in terms of whether it is exposing the architects to surfaces as a category itself, and the ability to empower women through your endeavors of Wade and other magazine-related endeavors and articles is something I feel that is very niche to Surfaces, and I think that they should constantly build on this endeavor, because the outreach of this is large, and the impact that you can make to society through the Wade event is humongous. So I genuinely support it and appreciate this entire endeavor. It is a very mammothical task to bring together women designers, to be able to find women architects, who are practicing, who are able to contribute. I think it's a huge challenge for all of us. We are a lot of women interior designers. I think when I also ask myself that women-led firms practicing architecture, they are few, especially the single-led women firms. So I feel that the endeavor is brilliant, and one should continue this effort because the outreach and the impact will be magnanimous and beneficial to all. So I have realized that keeping this spirit in the time of crisis has been one which is value human life and the others with each and every passing day. I think in luxury kitchens, the most important is space, the ability to be able to have space for each and every aspect of cooking, and the idea of having even an island which can act as a more social kitchen is something which is catching on. The use of technology, more interesting, newer ways of IoT-based technology, or newer methods of having phone chargers or device chargers on your platform. I think a lot of technology which has not come in, so that also contributes to the e-working and makes cooking as well as working social kitchen much more interesting. I see that also. I would also say that the aspect of being able to grow and get closer to nature, so growing your herbs and your spices, is something that is also extremely exciting for kitchen purposes. So staircases for me are extremely fascinating as an architect. I think to first review that a staircase is a connection between two spaces is the starting point for creating an iconic staircase. Then to really understand the aspect of the riser and the tread, how can we redefine it? How can one look at the way that the railing is addressed in the staircase? And what do you perceive of the side of the staircase also? So I think you need to break up the elements and then address all these three in a more unique way. But at the most important part is also ensuring that the soul of the project is maintained. It is not that the staircase is of a language which is disparate from the remaining project. So I think that is very important. Use color can be in the form of making one color a predominant color and basing your entire interior on it. And maybe the other elements can act as an accent. Do not be afraid of using color, because sometimes I know it feels very safe and secure to use the white, blacks, and the taupes and the beiges, because you can't go wrong. But I think it could be a flash of color, or it could be juxtaposition of several colors together, like an amalgamation. When used sparingly, even that can work as in concept. Patience, perseverance, and constant evolution is something that we all have to learn to accept in a very fast-paced tech society. These are very difficult qualities to imbibe, but we should try and make that our core nature. There is so much to do, and I think whatever the times, the need to do good design and the ability of design to transform society is going to be a constant. Architecture is a very gratifying position and a profession. The ability to do so much and to touch so many lives and humanity on a large is something that I consider is our responsibility and the beauty of this profession. It can be challenging at times working with so many people to make a project happen, but that is the role that you have donned as an architect. So one grows over a period of time with experience as to how to balance and manage so many aspects of the profession, and one should be patient about it. I've realized over a period of time, and not panic that you are perfect in everything right at the very start. So this has been it's a gradual profession, and one which is filled with learning and also a lot of joy when you see manifestation of what you design and draw. So that is something that I definitely feel the takeaway as an architect is beautiful. As a woman architect, I have really not experienced gender bias in my profession. More so, I think that everyone is looking at you from being professional more than a woman or a male architect. I think that when they see the vision or they see the design intent in you, that is more supremely important to any client or any person who bestows with you the project than what is your gender. So I feel that my focus has never been on my status being a woman, though I'm very aware of it. And I'm very proud that as a woman, we are able to contribute into skill sets and the compassion, the ability to multitask and handle so many aspects as a woman is something predominantly that we are blessed with. So that does come in handy. But otherwise, I feel a true professional is one that really matters, and gender is something that you're blessed with.